So it's in police.
In police. In police. In police.
What's your name?
What's your name, Nala?
Nala. Oh, you've got a beautiful name. Yeah? From the Lion King.
Yeah.
So mine is a Xhosa name. It comes from the same tribe where Nelson Mandela comes from. So everything that you see here, it has to do with what happened during the Soweto uprising, which happened on the 16th of June in 1976. So from the walls to the trees, as far as your eye can see, almost everything has got a meaning.
Yeah.
Because initially we were told that in 1953, when to downgrade the education system for black people. So what they did as a black child, he was subjected to go to school and get taught menial work, like how to clean, how to cook, how to garden, and so forth. Because one of the architects of apartheid, Hendrik Verwoerd, he believed or he said that it is false hope to expose a black child to subjects like mathematics and science, because you are not going to be ending up working as doctors or scientists under their regime. But people didn't take all of those stupid laws lying down.
Yeah.
So you had different resistance campaigns. One of the first was actually led by over 20,000 women on the 9th of August in 1956.
Wow.
So they were marching against the passports. Because firstly, they introduced the document to males. Didn't carry it, would be arrested and automatically deported to the so-called independent states, which were not even recognized outside of South Africa. They were called Bantu states. So now they wanted to enforce the passbook on the females, meaning that in a household, you arrest the father, you arrest the mother, and then the children get left alone. So that was a huge concern for the women. So no one was harmed on that day. Hence today, the month of August in South Africa, we commemorate it as Women's Month. And then on the 9th, it's a national holiday where we celebrate it as National Women's Day. Because from there on, people started to realize that there is actually something that could be done against a very oppressive regime, leading to another resistance campaign, which happened on the 21st of March in 1960. So the idea behind that campaign was to actually see if they would be able to fill up all the jails with all the black people in the country. So you had about 5,000 people handing themselves over to a police station in Sharpeville. Some didn't even bother to carry the document. The ones who had it, they took it out, they burned it. So they were supposed to be arrested. But then the policemen were overwhelmed with the numbers. They decided to shoot at people.
Yeah. During the protests and stuff like that.
So 69 were killed on that day and over 250 were wounded. Today, the 21st of March, is commemorated as National Human Rights Day. But I'd prefer to call the day the Sharpeville Massacre Day so that people can always understand the context of what really happened.
Yeah.
Because from there on, for a period that we refer to it as the silent 60s, where it didn't have any more restraints. Likes of the Mandelas ended up in Robben Island. Other leaders fled the country. Unfortunately, if you're within the borders of South Africa, you ended up there. And then the 70s came along with a huge economic boom in South Africa. At some point, we were producing around 40% of the world's gold. So they needed to start to steal their labor. So mathematics and science would be gradually introduced into the public schooling system, but there would be a condition to enforce Afrikaans to become the medium of instruction. And the language itself was developed around 1870. It became an official language here in South Africa in 1925. It's about 80% Dutch. Teachers didn't get any training whatsoever to teach you. So when the students had used the language to write their final exams, over 90% of them they failed dismally across the township. Because if you speak to someone in a foreign language, you're speaking to their mind, but if you speak to them in their mother tongue, you're speaking to their heart. Yeah. So from there on, at the beginning of 1976, we had a high number of dropouts. Even the teachers started to resign to go teach in the different parts of the SADC region. And then on the 18th of May, the first school here in Soweto decided to say to hell with Afrikaans. Have you been to Mandela's house?
No, we rode past it.
Yeah, so on the left there's a school which is there. So that school, it was the first school that boycotted those classes. So the students, on the 16th of June in 1976, they made a pact that no one should tell their parents that they are going to be marching. Because no parent would have allowed them to go to school. So they were coming from up the road, they were collecting each other. When they got to this corner, they turned right, continuing to move in that direction. And when they reached the corner, it is said that their number had exceeded well over 15,000 because even the young ones ended up joining in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they were to be confronted by 300 policemen, one of them drawing a line on the street, telling the students that they are not allowed to pass the line.
Yeah.
They've got a license to shoot kill. But they were still telling them in Afrikaans, the same language that they were marching against. So the students continue to go it. See,
Yeah.
show that this is a peaceful demonstration. That's why it's even got a dance.
Yeah.
Show that no, we are non-violent.
Yeah.
Most of the songs that they were singing, they were illegal songs. One of those songs was "Oh Sisi Deleli Africa."
Yeah.
Malupanyisu ondolayo izwa imithandazo ethu Kosi Sigelela. I'd sing the whole song for you, but I don't want to post it.
That's okay.
I'm not a very great singer.
Yeah.
But to hear the song, it's our pride.
Yes.
It's the national anthem.
Yes.
It means God bless Africa.
Yes.
So I personally fail to understand how that can be offensive regardless of your religion. Because the policemen started to fire tear gas trying to disperse the crowd.
Yeah.
But the wind was blowing against the police. The gas was affecting them more.
Yeah.
You should have seen that as a sign to head back to the police station. But instead, they panicked and then they sent out their police dogs.
Yeah.
Students didn't have any weapons, so to protect themselves, that's when they picked up stones, killed one of those dogs, and threw it in front of the policeman.
Yeah.
One of them said, "Officer down," meaning that the life of a dog.
Meaning the officer died. Yeah.
So it means that the life of a dog had been much more valuable.
Yeah.
You see this line over here? So this line, see, it goes directly to the entrance, small line. But if you follow the line across the road, connects with the first tree that your eye catches, up until the last tree that's planted right at the stop sign. That's the exact location where the confrontation, shooting of the person happened.
Wow.
We call this line the line of fire, connecting with the same line that was drawn by the police. So they were telling the students that they shouldn't pass it. Also got this silver pole which are pointing directly down at the bridge that we used to enter this location. Hector Peterson was the youngest to be shot on the day. But the first victim was a 16-year-old who was shot by a police sniper at point blank range because they said he was inciting violence by coming with another group of students going to join them once they heard there was a confrontation at the corner. I'd like to read a message for you over there.
Come on.
Left by the father of the first victim. He was asked to comment in 2002 regarding regarding the death of the son. So the memorial site was established in 1992. So the father said the pain of losing him was there and it takes time, but already you can see that a lot has been done in such a short space of time. Those who passed away their lives, including my sons, were not lost in vain. Elliot Hastings' father, he was referring to the amount of development, especially in this neighborhood. This place being a huge tourist attraction, helping a lot to change the economic aspect for the local residents.
Yeah.
And regarding the surname, Peterson, that was not his original that surname. You can look at that Peterson, it's got a Pitso. Because if they didn't believe where to fit you because of the color of the skin, sometimes you either take a pen or a pencil or a comb, they'll shove it through your hair, depending on how quickly it goes through. Or sometimes they tell you to shake your head. If it fell down, it meant that you are not black. Because our hair is more Afro texture, chances are it might get stuck. But if you didn't have hair, they would take a ruler and measure the sharpness of your nose. I don't know who, bless you, I don't know who was telling them that 2 millimeter sharper than English nose. Sometimes they even go to the extent where they pinch you by your elbow to a point whereby you feel pain. And in most cases, when you feel pain, you cannot fake an accent. You'll cry using your mother tongue.
Yeah.
So in my case, I'd say Achu or Mama yo. And then once that would determine where I live, how much I get paid, type of job and education I'm supposed to be exposed to.
Wow.
I know in the United States they were using the brown paper bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here they were doing a lot of crazy things.
That's
So
crazy.
people would normally change their names or surnames to try and bypass all of those stupid tendencies. Hector Peterson's pet name was Uzolile Pito. And the Peterson is for the Pitso. It's Pito. The Setswana said, but being Peterson, colored, which is a mixed race in South Africa, would afford the rest of the family to a better quality of life. And you've also got these walls that are here. They are called the walls of emptiness or the walls of the void because there is a lot of information that we still don't know regarding that unfortunate era. So these gaps, these passages, they are not only here for people to come in and out. Those are the untold stories regarding why the police have been carrying live ammunition, the unsung heroes and heroines, and some of the bodies that were never recovered. Because some of those trigger happy policemen, they were shooting and taking bodies to go bury secretly without taking any accountability. According to official records, 23 students were killed on the 16th. After 2 days, more than 200 school children had lost their lives. And then on the third day, one of the student leaders, Yeti Machinin, he went to a mortuary or a morgue to go look for some of his friends and the missing bodies. He said when he got to that mortuary, there were stacks of dead bodies all over the mortuary. They were stacking them like potato sacks, putting stickers with numbers on their foreheads. The highest number that he saw on the third day was 353. So you can imagine other places. The Soweto uprising continued for 2 years with no normal schooling in the township. Estimated that more than 600 school children were killed. About 140 were under the age of 14 years. Please follow me this side and tell you more about the picture.
Wow.
Have you seen that picture before here?
Yeah, I feel like I've seen it before.
Yeah, yeah, we're almost done. Yeah.
Oh
So
my
where that
god.
guy is sitting, so that would be the youngest to lose their life. It was an 8-year-old girl. Her name was Divinity. And the stone that they used to build these walls are called the slate stones. They were using them as a form of an exercise book. They had to symbolize education. Also stacked up together. That would be the unity, the strength, and the solidarity amongst the students. And looking at the picture, the young boy that is being carried, that was Hector Peterson. I think it's closed.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So if you can notice, he's still able to hold up his hand, meaning that when that picture was taken, he was still alive. Unfortunately, shortly afterwards, he lost his life. The young lady that's running beside them, she was 16 years when that picture was taken. Fortunately, she is still alive.
Oh, good.
Yes, that is the sister of Hector Peterson. She turned 65 on the 28th of June. From time to time, she comes around. And no, not allowed to stand on top. No? So, then looking at the boy that's carrying a toy, you can notice he's not wearing a school uniform. So that means he was not part of the protest. He was a total stranger at the age of 19 years. When he saw Hector Peterson cruising at the corner, that's when he quickly picked up his body. They were running in our direction. Just over here, there is a primary school which is named after him. Behind the school, there is a clinic. But by trying to save Hector Peterson, he became one of the most wanted boys here in Soweto. I don't know what would have been the charge. After 6 days, he feared that they would kill him, fled the country to Botswana. From Botswana, he got a scholarship to go study in Nigeria. 2 years later, in 1978, he wrote a letter to tell his mother that he's still alive. Unfortunately, that was the last time anyone ever heard from him. Till today, we don't know his whereabouts. Over here, let's read this message.
Nala,
Please.
stand up.
So this message says, Mbuyisa is or was my son, but is not a hero. In my culture, picking up Hector is not an act of heroism. It was his job as a brother. If you left him on the ground and somebody saw him jumping over Hector, he would never be able to live here. Mama Ubu Mbuyisa's mother, she was selling African heroes at the market. She never got an opportunity to find closure regarding the disappearance of the son. And the rocks that you see there, normally they would be there, but currently the memorial is under renovation. So those would be those weapons that the students had
that they were using to throw.
To throw.
Wow.
Because they didn't carry any weapons.
Wow.
And normally you'd have water which flows there, but now as I'm saying, they are fixing the place up. So those would be the tears that were shed. Normally the water flows through the memorial and washes away the blood that was spilled in this area.
Where's the water now?
So now it's off because
they're fixing something.
Yeah. So that it can flow. Then gonna return the rocks again and clean it up.
Yeah.
So the memorial site was established in 1992 when Nelson Mandela came here 2 years after being released from prison. But it was renovated and built together with the museum in 2002. So now, 20 years later, they're just renovating the place out. The big rock that you see there, it's called the boulder, but I prefer to call it the mother of all rocks because to me it represents a point of no return. Please come this side and then we're almost done now.
We're finished. Just one last one.
So this, it's not only for Hector Peterson, the memorial site, but it's for all the young heroes and heroines who laid down their lives for us to be where we are today.
Yeah.
So on the 16th of June, young or old, we wear our school uniforms as a national event that we commemorate as National Youth Day. Then I'm not sure if you are familiar with trees, but if I were to take out the branch, give each one to you, I'd be saying peace upon to us. These are called wild, dry African olive trees. They don't bear any olives, but they stay green throughout the whole season.
Wow.
An extension of an olive branch is an extension of peace.
Yeah.
They were also suggested to be planted here by the symbol of peace himself, Nelson Mandela.
Beautiful.
When he said we should forgive but never forget.
Beautiful.
Got any questions?
So like it's not like religious, but it's like spiritual.
Not religious. It's like it's more of who we are. Ubuntu.
Okay.
I am because of we are.
Okay. And Ubuntu means
I am because of we are.
I am because of
so
we
it comes
are.
from the word Bantu.
Yes.
So the two of us are Bantu.
Abantu.
If it's one person, Umuntu.
Umuntu.
That's why we live by Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
I am because of we.
I am because
That's
of
what
we
kept people to actually have so much resilience throughout such a very, very harsh experience, you know? So they were holding up together. But currently South Africa is the most unequal society, 69% of youth unemployment overall. So now think now that disintegrated. So depending on the size of your pockets, quality of life is actually better. But it's a ticking time bomb because you can't have so much poverty when you've got a country which is so rich.
So would you say like racism is still existing now?
In Cape Town it's very blunt and then economically it's very clear. Still have if you're white and black, we do a quotation in insurance or anything else because of my skin color and where I live, my premiums are gonna be high.
Are white people still killing black people in Africa?
Maybe we've got small pockets of those things, but crime is crime. Yeah, you've got areas where they're still backwards.
Is it kind of like America where like police officers are killing black? Oh, okay. So it's not that bad.
Yeah, here it's
like
people
just
fighting for the economy.
Yeah.
It's not like
it's just
race.
misunderstandings here.
It's not like there where
they just want to kill you.
They just kill you.
Yeah.
It's hard in America.
Oh.
Yeah, here the main challenge is being excluded in the economy.
Yeah.
That's how they're killing us.
Wow. That's very, 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 disheartening because for it to still be going on now. And this is, this is African people's country.
Yeah.
So for
But
that to be
here in
going
South
on,
Africa, this is the only country that you have the most white people living as Africans or South Africans, 7 million or so.
mm,
And the other ones who actually, like 93% of the country's wealth belongs to the top 10%.
so do you guys get along? Like, do you guys invite each other to
Yeah, we are
parties,
good. We are
cookouts?
good. Yeah, we are good. But yes, we've got, I think the generation currently
Hmm.
is more integrated. But the older ones, because of the
Not so
still, yeah,
much
because
because,
they were living through
yeah,
harsh
they
times
really
together.
saw
Yeah,
the stuff for what it was, so
yeah,
it's not easy for them.
yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's all my
No
questions.
problem.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate you very much for taking your time and
Yes.
coming to learn about our history and heritage.
Yes, no
So
problem.
I'm here as a volunteer. The museum is full of our presence here. We are not working for the museum. I just live 3 streets down from here.
Mm,
Went to school for business administration, but couldn't find a job. I like to read a lot, so this
yeah,
I taught myself to come here and tell the history on a personal, interactive experience.
that's
Yes, we
beautiful.
do not charge visitors. We accept any form of gratitude.
Yeah,
Any tip is highly appreciated. This is
most definitely.
what I do to support myself.
Most
Thank you
definitely.
very, very
No
much for
problem. Look, he wants to show you.
all your sweet descent
Here, let me hold this one.
in your hand. This handshake. So this is love. Say love.
Love,
Then you say peace.
Peace,
Then you say happiness.
happiness,
Then you do this. Then it's friendship.
friendship
Friendship. And then you put it just here in the heart.
on
Yeah.
this side.
Yeah.
Put it on this side. There
In
you
your heart.
go.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that's love,
Love,
peace,
peace,
happiness,
happiness,
friendship,
friendship
is in the heart.
stays in the heart.
Yeah. Got it.
Wow. Thank you so
It's a
much.
pleasure.